I'm Rex Rogosh, and let's queer up the USA View. National Mall Prayer Rally promoted Christian nationalism and anti-LGBTQ+ ahead of midterms. A 9-hour prayer rally on the National Mall is drawing criticism from LGBTQ+ advocates and political commentators who say the event blurred the line between religion and government as it added to the anti-LGBTQ+ rhetoric ahead of the midterm elections. The white Christian-only event called, quote, Rededicate 250, a National Jubilee of Prayer, Praise, and Thanksgiving, end quote, featured messages from President Donald Trump, Speaker Mike Johnson, Vice President JD Vance, Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth, and several conservative Christian leaders. Johnson stood on that stage and prayed over the nation to save it from, quote, sinister ideologies, end quote. Commentator John Casey writes about the rally in The Advocate, saying, quote, this 9-hour prayer marathon wasn't a holy gathering. It was a cynical get-out-the-vote operation underwritten by the taxpayer dollars and private church money. It was a calculated attempt to energize the evangelical base, end quote. The rally also featured clergy members with long histories of anti-LGBTQ+ statements, including evangelist Frank Graham and Robert Jeffress. Graham has previously supported international laws criminalizing homosexuality, while Jeffress has referred to homosexuality as a perversion. President Donald Trump delivered a pre-recorded scripture reading from the Oval Office, quoting 2 Chronicles 7:14. Queer advocates warn the event signals a renewed push to making queer rights a central issue in the upcoming midterm campaigns. Critics say the rally reflected growing concerns about the merging of conservative politics and Christian nationalism in the United States. So I don't have a problem with the fact that they had a rally. Anybody can have a rally. What I have a problem with is that this rally have separation of church and state. The president, vice president, speaker, none of them should have had any business saying anything, pre-recorded or not, at this rally. Period.
I'm actually surprised that Pete Hegseth can stand up to actually go to a rally. But actually the idea of politicians attending prayer rally goes deep and far deep. I mean, it's been happening since Bush Jr. at the very least.
Doesn't make it right.
No, I didn't say that. I didn't say that. Right. It doesn't mean that it is right, but it is now turbocharged up to 11. It is now so prominent that literally the government is incorporating Christian nationalism into the rhetoric in itself. Correct. The whole idea, for example, that AI-generated image of Trump as Jesus.
A doctor? Yeah.
Not, sure, doctor, as Jesus, the whole idea that these people on Pete Hegseth using scriptures to justify the Iran war. All these, even Bush didn't do this, and Bush was one of our very, very religious president and administration were trying to suppress queer rights all over the place. But even Bush does not dare to claim scripture or claim some kind of spiritual authority for foreign and domestic policy decisions.
Okay, great. So they attend, but the fact that President Trump did it from the Oval Office is a problem.
Oh, yes.
That is a problem.
I mean, the fact that we had this thing had taxpayer assistance, and I just wanted a quick shout out to John Casey for doing such good reporting on this at The Advocate. Love their work there, but it is absolutely unhinged that you have the government paying for it, but also this is not in a little box by itself. The federal government is also now using federal money to give Trump and his friends legal aid. And then even if you're a pro-lifer who's done a protest and you harass people, they want to give you money. This is this giant support from Trump to everyone he likes. And I say, well then fine. When I want Kamala or whoever's the next president, I want her to actually fund all the trans stuff. I want her to pay me for being a queer. I expect the Democrats to give me all sorts of money if you're going to let the Christians get all this money. But also, I think there would be a great case looking at the way that Trump has been designating groups terrorists and Florida's has been terrorists. This looks more like a terrorist event than a traditional religious event. Why is the government not banning it outright, considering they said they're going to start banning all the queer marches and whatnot?
And if I can add, I think that it's a wake-up call for all the people who are excluded religiously and ethnically. Midterm elections and, of course, the presidential election in the future. I hope this is a wake-up call. I hope that the message can get out that
people can afford gas or food right now.
No,
and that is why this kind of rallies exist. It just diverts attention from bread and butter issues and say that, hey, we don't like queers. Come join us to vote against the queers.
But why can they not afford gas right now?
Well,
there's one man, only one human being on earth is responsible for why gas is expensive, and it's because the president decided to go to a war without no congressional support that no one else has ever done.
And our great leader has said, I really can't worry about people's finances. I'm misquoting him, but basically that general idea, we just have to focus on
I mean,
he misquotes everyone. You don't have to be accurate with him.
He went straight to let them eat cake. Like,
Yes,
I don't care about the affordability crisis. I don't care that people cannot afford gas, insurance, healthcare, food, but, worship me. I'm the God.
Can I just say, a 9-hour event? I know. Like some of the Pride event, like New York City Pride will tell me it's 12 hours, and I just look at that as insane. And then I see 9 hours of it. My God, that sounds like one of the most hollow stories of religious dedication I've ever heard. And that is a big LGBTQ news story. And there is no other nonprofit media platform like this in the entire world. Support our LGBTQ stories by sharing them and subscribing to Queer News Tonight.